All right, welcome to our broadcast. A very good evening. A very good evening to each and every one of you. Welcome to our broadcast. Wherever you're joining us from, we are happy and delighted to have all of you here with us this evening. A great evening to all of you. Good to see you on the live tonight. Sharon, Altia, Romel, Marcia, Fennell. Good to see you. Dunsford. Great to see you as well. And Sharon. And good to see all of you. Mandy, Marcia, Marlon Jacobs, and Beverly is here too. Good to have each and every one of you on the live. Wherever you're joining us from, do us the biggest favor. Share the live. I'm good. Don't worry about me and electricity and shock, and I good. You know, it's only good as that young. I can be here long after the roach is gone. Folks, a good evening to all of you. Wherever you're joining us from, it's a privilege. It's a privilege to make your evening, Hazel and Iron and Raw and all the other folks. It's our privilege to make your evenings a little better. A little better. I don't know the kind of day you might have had. I don't know the kind of day you might have had. But we had two interesting reports that came out. Two interesting reports. You got it on the general report was in the National Assembly yesterday and made public. And I hope you all find some time and you're all reading up on these things, you know. Doing your homework. You don't just want to see people get electrocuted, shock and sparks and things like that. I find we don't have an appetite for long reading and reasoning, and you want to see the thing one time, 30 seconds and gone. So that's really getting me vexed. 30 seconds and gone. So you had it on the general report that came out, and then also you had the mid-year financial report. Mid-year financial report. My God. Ring the bell for all the people there at finance and made it possible. All the hardworking staff at the Auditor General's office. Some of the news ain't so hot for the government. Some of the news ain't so hot. Look, a couple of things going okay. A couple of things going okay. You know, even a broken clock get to be right twice a day. Not a broken watch, a broken clock. Perhaps a watch, I don't know. I don't know if we can extend the metaphor. But even a broken clock gets to be right twice a day. You see? So don't come around, we funny. But this is what we have. A couple of things we want to share with you. You know, it's the hustle and tangle and gyrating and oscillating after yesterday. And a lot of folks waking up to realize, you know, the world ain't changed that much. That's what they're waking up to realize. The world has not changed that much. No. Not a bit of it. It hasn't changed that much at all. Excuse me there. You know what? You'll hear me coughing. You can see it. I think I'm the wrong truth. Folks, a very good evening to all of you. Good to have you all on the live tonight. We want to share a couple of things with you folks. The hustle and the task, I told you. A lot of folks waking up to realize, you know, this thing ain't what we thought it was. You know, we were supposed to be president by now. We were supposed to be president. Honorable Nima Flubas, and you was to be president by now, or at least leader of the opposition, Maxine Altia. At least we were supposed to be leader of the opposition by now. At least by now. But now, y'all listen to Grace the man. Grace know the whole thing. Grace know the whole thing, top to bottom. Grace, y'all share the live now. Grace, some of them disgusting, you know. Grace, I want to tell you something. Some of them disgusting. If you get a better time with them than me, I give it to you. Some of them, you gotta prod them. You gotta this, you gotta that. You know, you gotta invite them in. You gotta cajole them. You know, they're gonna wear you out, Grace. Right? They're going to wear you out. You good to have you on the live, Grace, and all the other folks joining us as we begin tonight. I'm making sure that I do a couple of things as we begin, right? As we begin, I want to do a couple of things. Share the live in the meantime. Smash that emoji button for us, so that others, be a little thing, man, so that others get the valid, credible information. And if you could put a hashtag in the comments for us, among the many things you all will say, right? Put share the live. I know y'all gonna come and Orwin gonna greet Lester gonna greet Shadell, and Holly gonna greet Everett. Garrett nowadays gonna say what Garrett nowadays gonna say. Vesta gonna talk to Mandy, and that's how it's gonna go. And I just stay here by myself, right? Just somebody, just do the one thing for us. Put share the live. Let it be the cost for admission, right? Let it be the cost for admission. Look, this one now. Darrett sent replay last night. But Darrett, you could watch last night on on demand. That's what they say. You can watch it on demand. It's right there. You go back. I didn't even plan to say so many things last night. But they were said, right? I see Godfrey Webster said, "Don't spread rumors." Godfrey, don't spread rumors, right? I see I ain't got on the glasses. Is it Ralston? Ralston says, listening from behind the scenes. Yeah, Ralston. We got to listen from where we got to listen from. Good to have all of you there. If y'all can do one thing for me tonight, just share the live. Put in the comments. Y'all can say a lot of things about each other and, what we know, and all of that. Right? I see Faye. Helping. Thank you, Faye. At least we got one person. If we got Faye alone and we got one person, I'm watching some of y'all sideways. Malcolm Hope, Leonard Sampson, Osman and Erwin, Ingrid and Maxine. I'm watching myself on it. Peril and Maxine and all the other folks who are joining us tonight. Always so happy to have all of you. Right? Some of y'all, you can't control y'all. Y'all gonna have your own way. Anyhow, y'all so PPP-esque. The people gonna have their say, y'all gonna have your way. Y'all are budging. Right? Some of them are moving. You try with that. Some of them say, I like the tree by the river of living water. I shall not be moved. They're moving. Right? So Malcolm and I see you got we got Denise, Timothy. Some people are compliant. You got some others. Right? You got Cheryl and Cheryl compliant. Thank you, Cheryl. Right? Thank you, Cheryl. And all the other folks. Good to have you all. So they're telling us, folks, that the opposition leader election is on hold. Is that straight anymore? MPs were sworn in yesterday, and I was so privileged to lift my hands and listen, take that oath. If I ain't shown by this, I gotta show me.
I, Sheriff Avery Duncan, do hereby solemnly declare that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the people of Guyana, and that I will faithfully execute the office of Member of the National Assembly without favor or fear, affection or ill will, and that in the execution of the functions of that office, I will honor, uphold, and preserve the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. So help me God.
Yeah, that's how it went for. It was such a moment, looking at my colleagues, watching at the Jaggerbacks on the other side there, fired up and ready to go. We were ready for work on day one. Some of our parliamentary colleagues, not so much. You can't sleep on this job. Soon as you decide to sleep on this job, cat eat your dinner. Cat eat your dinner. So now the big contention is, when will that meeting be called by the Speaker of the National Assembly, who we know now as the one and only, One and only former TUF leader, Mansur Nadir. Right? When's that going to be called? None of them boy can employ the courts or what have you, but at least he's an MP. Yeah? There's something to be said of that. That's a very noble office, you know. We ought to carry ourselves, right? Not like Sweet 16, not like Incredibles or Bride of Chucky or anything like that. We ought to carry ourselves with distinctions, you see. Carry yourself a little differently. So you're watching to see how this plays out. Right? The meeting is not scheduled for now, but we're watching to see how it shapes up. And of course, if we're talking about winning Azruddin Muhammad, we're talking about extradition and intradition and jail and lockup and bribe and gold smuggling and Fagundes, and we're talking about it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things. But it is what it is. It is what it is. These tax evasion charges have emerged again, and who has undervalued or understating $50 million in gold exports. But I believe what some of the commentators have been saying, right, about these allegations, this could not have been done alone. And you know what? Give Azruddin one thing. Give him something for temerity, for gumption, for testicular fortitude. Because he would name all of them. Heard him saying recently, that report where I was sanctioned, it says that government officials were bribed. I said, okay. I know if you might want to admit that. But okay. It said a bribed government official, something of that nature. Some allegation like that. And then, by now, Irfan Ali was in the WhatsApp messages too. He never denied it. But what he did say, he said was a wrong invoice was sent. He said it was a fraudulent invoice was sent. Folks, let me tell y'all something. Out of country just the other day, going kitty cutter. Right? We had no sanctions. We had no gold smuggling or what have you. Good. It's fancy car, yeah. Like, it's fancy car. You're like, they got some nice church boys. But some of y'all like the bad boys. And for little fancy engine beating. Some of y'all like the fancy girls, the Spanish girl. You got a nice girl from 28. Some of you got a nice auntie from Line. Yeah? From Line. Or from the road. No. But the Spanish girl's distracting you. Oh, look at you. We went good. You had to fight through a fraud charge. But it's a little fancy engine. You like, right? It's a little fancy engine. Beaten. All right. Some people mind fancy engine, Beaten. Every day beaten. Pun intended. Every day beaten. But fancy engine there. Some people like a lot of flashy things. Flashes, flashes, flashes. I was only, you missed nothing. I was only saying, like y'all, I wake up good this morning. You missed that. That's all I was saying. That like y'all, I get up good this morning. And there's never a dull moment in this country, boy. I give you all that. Never a dull moment in the 592. I see stars, I see sparks flying, you know. Sometimes, you ever just say I'm wondering about this country? I see sparks flying left, right, and center, right? And I thinking to myself, what more, Father? You know, what more? 5 more years for them. I don't know about you, but folks, today, right? I know you, but today, I say, Father, what happened in this country? Whole half days blackout. Whole half day. I remember we ain't got we money. So we ain't got we big generator. You know, like them boys. We ain't got we money. You say we there. You gotta get you know the old newspaper and so on. Right? You ever fun with the old newspaper? That's how we went. Fanning and fanning and fanning for hours on end. Right? Some of y'all like flashy thing. We were beginning to put blackouts behind us. But some of y'all didn't like that. Y'all hear me loud and clear? Quanamingo. Some of them didn't like that. We were putting blackouts behind. And now you got this free for all. People do anything they want in this country. Anything they want. They just build a road, they come and dig it up. Right? Or they know people gonna dig up here, they come build a road. They put a bridge, they put no access road, traffic back up for miles on day one in this upside down country. Wake up good this morning. So Father, I'm gonna relax here with the old girl now. It's Tuesday, I can take a little easy. And then boops blackout. When the place hot, how I can do is make children. Alson Cortez. Marlon, you ever wake up? Good. Radwick. Good. Yeah, I saw the whole thing, top to bottom. I saw the whole thing. That's what I'm telling you, top to bottom. I was there. Homie. Claudine LaRose Ducroix, I was there. Shanette Alicia, Meiji, Keith, Desiree, I was there. Whole afternoon blackout. People in this country do whatever they want to do. I go down a road the other day, I see a big set of sand. The road is reduced just like a pedestrian lane. Somebody building something for the government. One of the ministers building a big house. Right? You know, they don't got a house, they got estate and gallery and apartment buildings and so on. Sand take over the whole road. Well, you know, we ain't got money, so I pull in the car now. We ain't got money, Edward, I pull in the car now. We ain't got money. Right? See who me says he like electrifying. Right? Same story. Isn't Naomi telling me now? Right? No blackout. Well, we had blackout. Fireworks, April says. Fireworks indeed. Y'all think it's easy? Well, it is not. Fed up with them. We just there, no? I tell you all, I'm starting this parliamentary term different. I just eat my popcorn now, drinking my cokes. You know, popcorn and coke is like routine curry. It's like pepper and bread. We always twinning, eating a little popcorn, and just watching Nana. Electrifying. I was there, saw the whole thing top to bottom. You know? I had to call Travis. I went on the fence. Little sparks knocked me. See if I'm acting funny tonight. You have to forgive me. A little sparks hit me. So as I was saying, folks, some of y'all went good. Y'all had a trouble in the world. Y'all just go and invite trouble on yourself. Right? Invite trouble on yourself. Now we got to talk about this and that and Lamborghini and fraud and sanction. And you got to talk about indictment. Y'all went good. Good. But God, a colleague of mine used to say, but God. Now look, after we cross this now, the speaker coming back, Mansour coming back, after we cross this. I don't know how many of you are like me. When you get up, you know, at the start of the day, you don't want one more thing on your plate than is necessary. Look crosses we got carry now. Look crosses we got for carry. The 12 disciples. Look story we got for undertake them. You know, on the sidelines of the National Assembly, we spoke to several of our members of Parliament yesterday, including our Shadow Minister for Sports, Youth Sports and Culture, Nimi Flubas. I just saw her on the broadcast. Nimi, you got it ready, girl? You tuned me out already? Take a look at some of what Nimi Flubas said.
I am really excited to be re-elected to serve in the 13th Parliament of Guyana. In this sitting, I bring with me 5 years of experience, and I can tell you off the bat what the PPP got away with in the last 5 years. It wouldn't get away with that in this 5 years, because I'm now able to use the experiences I have from the last Parliament to now submit more questions, motions, and do a lot more research so that I can make them accountable for the work that they have to do. One of the things that I want to remind the public, the ministers are accountable to us, and I will use every opportunity to ensure that we have accountability of how our monies are being spent and how the Guyanese people are actually benefiting from it. So yes, once again, I'm excited to represent the people of Guyana, and I am quite sure at the end of the 5 years, you will be satisfied with the service you will receive from myself and my colleagues.
I have no doubt that our sister Nima is going to do extremely well. I have absolutely no doubt about that. Whether the speaker will do well is something that remains to be seen. Whether he will do well, I have my doubts. Past behavior is a good predictor of future behavior. But fingers crossed, and a couple toes on the sideline of yesterday sitting on the National Assembly. This is the 13th Parliament. The first sitting happened yesterday. On the sidelines of that sitting, ladies and gentlemen, my brother from another mother, he's trying to look like me. You know? He respects me so much. Is that who's trying to look like me? My brother from another mother, the one and only Vincroy Jordan. Vincroy is shadowing the office of the Prime Minister and also the Ministry of Agriculture. It's a big task, you know, but he called the young men because they were strong. That's what the scripture says. The Lord called the young men because they're strong. He called Vincroy. And he shadows these portfolio. He spoke to APNU's team yesterday on the sidelines of the sitting of National Assembly, and I wanted to bring his thoughts to you. Vincroy Jordan from Region 5. He also represents Region 5 as well.
I'm actually happy that today's proceedings was one that was successful. All members of Parliament were sworn in, and it is now time to get down to the hard work of representing our people. It is time to have the legislative agenda fully, put forward, and that we put our hands together to really represent all of Guyana and to challenge this government, as I said before, on every aspect of the development of our people and the resources that will meet them. It is also important that we note at this beginning of the 13th Parliament that this Parliament is one with, I believe, somewhat different from the 12th Parliament in that the government is now holding 36 seats in the National Assembly as compared to that of 33 seats previously. And we know the practice of the People's Progressive Party Civic and how they will operate when they are in power. But I can assure Guyanese that we are prepared to challenge the PPP and to put a fight to whatever they bring to us, because we intend to represent all of Guyana, and we will do so in this 13th Parliament.
Colleague there, my colleague Vincent Jordan. I hope you noted none of them said we challenging anybody in the parliamentary opposition. Right? Our focus is clear. But some people ain't got to focus, They get sidetracked very easily. But our focus is clear on what we have to do. Absolutely clear. Now, a man that I respect a lot, Dr. Dexter Todd, also spoke to Philip Drayton team yesterday on the sidelines of the National Assembly. This is the ACNU team. It's led by Philip Drayton in this regard. Spoke to them on the sidelines of the 13th, the first sitting of the 13th Parliament yesterday. And I've known Dexter a little while now. I've seen him become, but I still feel like a fan. Dexter's an our team, and I still feel like a fan. I saw Dexter yesterday, and I thinking, should I ask her autograph? Should I? He spoke with the team yesterday. Take a look. Some of what Dr. Dexter Todd said. Of course, he is shadowing the Ministry of Legal Affairs, right, and the Attorney General's office. He's looking, scrutinizing what's happening in that regard. Take a look and take a listen.
This, I believe, is a very humbling experience. It's an opportunity that I think I was afforded that I do not treat lightly. It is, I believe, an honor to represent our people. I come from a very thriving community, the community of Port Royne, West Bank, the Mawara, and I believe not only our community looks up and expects to see great things this session of our 13th Parliament, but I think I represent a wider community in relation to what has been happening, the amount of injustices that we have been seeing. I have been in the fight against injustices for many years, and I believe I bring all of that, those cries of parents and family members who have been seeing injustices time after time. I bring that level of strength and voice and representation to this National Assembly. In relation to what I look forward for a very healthy engagement. Already it seems as though it's going to be an uphill task because of some of the decorum and attitude of some of the members of the government side. So it seems as though it's going to be an uphill task to get them to listen. But we will have to, that is not going to deter us. We will have to continue to advocate. We will have to continue to represent the ideas and the aspirations of our people. And while we do that, they will have to answer to the people where they do not act or listen to those ideas. And that is why we have started to go out in the community. That is why we have been in the communities from all across Georgetown and out of Georgetown, etc. Because we want to hear the voices. So when we speak, we don't speak only of our own mind, but we speak the mind of the citizenry of this country. So I am thankful and humble again for this opportunity to represent our people all across Guyana.
Dr. Dexter Todd, they are part of the APNU team in this 13th Parliament. Privileged to be a part of a team that has Dexter Todd on it. Privileged, very, very privileged. And then we had, finally, who spoke to us yesterday, members of Parliament who spoke to us from the APNU team. We had also Coretta MacDonald, who was shadowing education for us, the Ministry of Education. And I saw a lot of folks getting tied up about who is shadowing what and whether we consulted with Wayne and all that. Folks, a political party distinct from Wayne. We can shadow anything we want to shadow. Right? Or nothing at all. You know? Like the others yesterday, come with nothing at all. We could shadow, we got to ask nobody consent. Could we shadow? Shall we? May we? Or if or buts? You know? We shadow everything. We have a responsibility to this country. If we want to play foolish and get distracted, we have a responsibility. We understand distraction when we see it. And we got to hold a focus for the Guyanese people. You see? And that's why we got a girl like Coretta McDonald in our ranks, who understands the business of education. Take a look at so much she said in the sideline. The 13th Parliament, the first sitting.
So today we're here at Parliament, the Arthur Young Convention Center, where Parliament is going to be held for the 13th sitting again. Today, with all the flair and all the excitement that was bubbling, it wasn't a whole lot of excitement for me. Maybe it was an excitement for the media, and maybe some in the Guyanese, some Guyanese, whether in the diaspora right here, who thought that something would have happened. Maybe we would have seen some police officers coming in, or some other big showdown that was persons were hoping to have happen. But Parliament, the first session went smoothly, just like the other sessions. Every MP was allowed the opportunity to be sworn in, and then we had the election of the Speaker. Again, no surprise. And the Deputy Speaker, again, no surprise. We thought that the PPP would have done it just this way that they did here today. What I hope, though, is to see coming out of this Parliament some bit of seriousness in terms of our representation for the people of Guyana. What we have seen playing out during the last Parliament, and what we've already started seeing here, is a whole lot of hype, arrogance, and not representation of the people in its true sense. I'm hoping that good sense will prevail. We are going to have maturity being exhibited here as we perform our duties as servants of the people. Mind you, we weren't elected because you're an individual. You are elected to be a servant of the people through the party that you represented. And so I'm hoping that we are going to be able to grapple with all the issues that are affecting us here in Guyana. Security is in crisis. Education is in crisis. Health is in crisis. When we talk about other services, water, electricity, all of those are in crisis. Our miners, our local miners, the small miners, they are in crisis. And so I'm hoping that the 13th Parliament is going to be able to address all of these issues, which will bring some sort of semblance and comfort to the Guyanese people. I look forward with anticipation to our debates. I'm not sure when Parliament is going to be called again, but I figure there is not one or two or three, some kind of motive behind not announcing a date as yet, which is saying to me that this government is not serious about the business of the people. And I'm hoping that, when they go off this afternoon and they sleep and wake up tomorrow morning, they're going to recognize that it's not about you, the government, or individual ministers, but it's about the people of Guyana. And that when we come here, we ought to come with the objective or an agenda to ensure that one sitting will follow another sitting very shortly, because there are lots and lots of issues, like I said, that we have to discuss. Looking forward to the next sitting, whenever that is going to be.
Yeah. Love everything Credit said there, Love everything Credit said there. This what it's about. You got to prepare, and you got to go there, and we got to do our best for the people of this country who are depending on us. Listen, brothers and sisters, this country got enough for all of us. It got enough for all of us, right? Whether you win, whether it's APNU, whether it's PPP, whoever you are, we don't have to fight each other, We don't need to fight each other. You know what the problem is? The people want everything for themselves. All the money, all the resources for themselves. And it's not even for the supporters per se. It's for a little cabal of them. That is the challenge that we have. And that's the fundamental difference that we have. And they're getting more daring. It used to be that the deputy speaker, for instance, went to the parliamentary opposition. They flout all of that. Might is right. Watch the presidential setting. Jagdion Irfan. Right? We're going to have we way. You're going to have y'all say. Right? Watch the president you all setting. And these are the same people that be quick to cry foul. F-O-W-L, foul. Same set. And it's Steve foul too. The same kind. They'll be quick to cry foul. You know? I was being facetious there, just in case. Yeah. They'll become a meme now. You can't say nothing now without it becoming a meme. You know? They got things for everybody. How was song there? Lion Eula, Henrik, KP, Emily, Brenda, Joy, Alexis, Gwyneth. And then no people watching us. My wife and I were coming down from this cafe on Sunday. Met a beautiful lady. You know, we stepped in the elevator and we were heading down, and then she came in on the floor below her, something like that. But she came into the elevator. And she was doing her own business, and then she turned around, a bright smile on her face. She said, Mr. Duncan, I'm a PPP supporter, but I watch you all the time. She said, I find you very, very interesting. I said, well, it's the story, you know. I said, wife, I somebody, you know. I turned to my wife, I say somebody. He just said, I said, nobody. I said, but the lady says, watch you all the time. You know, how you bring all this information, and then you add a little humor. I didn't even add the humor. I just watch and see what people doing and say, look, story, and you all find it interesting. Like her. So I know we got some people watching me right now. But it's so shame to smash that emoji button. 3,000 plus watching us on a Tuesday night. We got 300 emojis. You all wicked. You all wicked. You all know who I saw? You all know who I saw yesterday? I almost took a picture. I think I was having some fun moments yesterday. I almost took a picture. Like to ask some story. I almost took a picture. You know, there's an Afro-Guyanese woman who's with the PPP. She's got on a red dress with all the colors of the PPP. A big lady. Y'all know what I'm talking about? A big lady. She's got her face nasty. And I was rowing, but apnew. I saw the lady in National Assembly. Well, I didn't see her. She saw me run the lane. She saw me. She saw me. Here the lady, Sharon Duncan. I said, hi, mommy. Have a good afternoon. Have a great afternoon. Sharon Duncan. Ready for war. I have a fantastic afternoon. I ain't taking crank yesterday at all. And then I die. Next thing you know, prayer bunks over. I didn't recognize prayer, you know. I was looking at this person bouncing across the floor like in slow motion for like a music video. Right? And I thought, well, it didn't tell me first lady come in. You know, when I saw the petiteness, you know, I like the first lady with when she was covered. Let's put it in that way. When she was, I found nothing wrong with the first. I love the first lady when she was covered. You know, when she had size, as we say it, right? Now I don't know. You know, when you growing up, when you were shedding weight like that, was that the two things, right? You know. When I was much younger, we used to go to, this is how long it was. We used to go to the Guy Mine games. My parents used to take us to Guy Mine games. Some of you I even know about that. Pack us up from Georgetown in a minibus. It used to take but 4 days. But that's how long it seemed to us as children. And we gone guy mind games. Oh, since the PPP take over in 1992, they're trying to fix the stadium in Linden. They're finishing. We used to go to guy mind games. Right? That's how long it was. You know? And you're just there, you're watching things. And they had a song you used to play. I remember the song. That's why I really want to come to this song. It used to say like, Brenda name on the list, Sherrod name on the list. But that list, there's no voters list. You want to go on the list. Right? Linda name on the list. Da, 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 da. You want to go up on the list. You remember the song? Father of his mercies, we come a long way. You see? Nobody want up on the list. Right? She says, is either two things that slim you down. Is either on the list? Is either on the list or is my problems? Two things is slim down. In those days, you just slim down females. Right? Soon as you shed an ounce, you on the list. Shadow Wells. Yagi Yal age, you know. Marcus Yagi Yal age. Naomi Yagi Yal age. Nobody going on the list, you know. You want the list cleanse, uncleanse, or whatever. You just don't want nothing to do with the list. When you see people slimming down, you see, another thing you used to say, I see somebody else in it. He get knocked by the truck by. You know, you say, Mommy, you had an accident? You had an accident? You get knocked by the truck. It's truck business. You know? So prayer bouncing across the floor coming. Look, when you're in this thing for a little while, you understand. You understand prayer want to little PR. Prayer want to run for president at some point. You know, we can fight against all of that. You know, but she got ambitions. She wants to go up back to Ministry of Education, and you know she believes she did her time and she should be a contender when Irfan goes off and so on. So she did a little photo shoot and she came bouncing over. But I watching Priya coming across this thing and I said, is Ari? They didn't announce first lady here, right? But as she came close, I was like, it's Priya, it's Priya, it's Priya. So she came, I understand, cameraman doing the thing and so on. And then she started to engage Dr. Hines. She said, Dr. Hines, he write a lot of things bad about me in the past, you know. And he said he will write more as well. He can write more things as well, Priya. I know we kind of laughed it off and so on. And then she said, Dr. Hines, I never really met you. I said, well, come, let me introduce you all. This is the man that's going to be writing the letters against you. This is it. So when you see that photograph, that is what the huddle was about. And then we said, Priya, come over this side, the man. You look better in green, this blue. You don't even know if you want to wear red. You know, you're a Presbyterian in the PPP. It's an oxymoron. It's a contradiction. A Presbyterian in the PPP. You know, my parliamentary colleague sitting next to me yesterday, what's his name again? Riaz, Rup the Rhine. Riaz said, he's a Presbyterian. I said, boy, them is the... There's people who name the Lord. Sometimes it's one to surprise you. You know, Presbyterian, the PPP. Who knew? Who knew? But pretty much ambitious. I said, come, I introduce y'all. Come, this is Dr. Hine. He gonna be the man writing. We put in his point man for writing all the letters against you. More letters. The letters you write in the past. You should see the letters to come. We got a lot of drafts set and waiting. So that being said, folks. That being said, that was some of the session in the National Assembly yesterday. People think it's all fighting and all 24/7. It isn't all like that. You know, we'll be so rancid. If soon as I see Priya, you know, I want your whole expletives and horror, you know, your rigor, your sanctimonious gangster. You have your moments like that. You know, well, as a moment you're starting easy, you're Zimpic, you drink tinners, you can hurl any monks of it. But yet yesterday wasn't the day for them things. You know, Priya, you look fantastic. You look well bouncing over there. You know, never doubt it was you for a moment. Never doubted it was you for a moment. I saw you 10 miles out, Priya. 10 miles out. You look so fantastic. Bouncing over that floor. My God. My God. Right? The equipment wants to know, how do you know Priya's a Presbyterian? Man, if you're in this business long enough, you got to understand your enemy. It's politics 101. They get files on us, we get files on them. That is it. That's how I know. You just go to war with people. You got to know what kind of bullet is kill the enemy. Whether you need a steak, holy water, garlic, what is it? That's why I'm interested in politics. That's how I know. You got to understand them. John is a devil worshipper. Satan. He's a devil worshipper. You know, Priya Trivedi, he's a devil worshipper. That being said, folks, on to some more important business. But my histrionics, what transpired yesterday in the National Assembly, right? Right, Debbie John. I see you, Debbie, and Bantu, and all the other folks. I hear they're walking on Mark Bantu. I hear they're walking on Mark Phillips now. When you look across on the PPP side, you don't recognize a lot of them, you know. Here they're walking on Mark now. They say, Mark, you Mark now. You're next. You're next. They say, Mark, you don't come to PPP like the same way. Tin down. You next. Folks, this female corporal of the Ghana Police Force, who is alleged to have killed, all right, in a horrific accident in the East Coast, 15-year-old Navindra Mahez, she's been charged and released on $500,000 bail. And the family and relatives of Mahez, they weren't having it today. I felt the mother. I felt the anguish of the mother. You know, I felt the anguish of the mother. I felt the anguish of that mother today. Saying, how could you let her go on bail? What about me? What about my pain? Let justice be done. That's all. That's all one can ask. Let justice be done. Right? Let justice be done. That's what they told us. The matter, I think, goes back to court. The incident occurred on October 30th. The officer who was operating on the East Coast, driving in the third lane on the East Coast, appeared in court today, released on bail on the strict conditions they tell us. On the strict condition, as I said, the mother of Mahez calling for justice. And that's all anyone could ask. And that's all anyone could ask. And then moving on from that, they tell us these were the important things today. You had the continuation of what transpired yesterday in the National Assembly, this matter of public interest with the death of 15-year-old Navindra Mahez and this bombing incident. And then I dare say, coming out from the Parliament yesterday, those reports that were issued, those were the high points if you had anything of significance happening today. The 7 persons who were charged in connection with the bombing of this mobile gas station on Regent and King Street. A number of Venezuelans and a number of Guyanese as well. Of course, you know that this happened on there, and this bombing happened on the 6th of October, killing 6-year-old Miss Bourne. Right, young Bourne. I think that funeral is this very week here, if memory serves me correctly. The police had intimated to us that a Venezuelan national has confessed, right, that he had intended to place the bomb in the garbage bin, but detonated it inside of the gas station. Of course, you know where the propane cylinders are stored in that area there. The authorities are vowing to pursue all local and international accomplices involved in the attack, and they warn that those convicted face severe penalties. Yeah, throw the whole book at them. Throw the whole book at them. For all those thinking about madness, I'm quite surprised you had Guyanese involved in this, at least according to the police. Right? 7 persons were charged, a number of charges relating to terrorism. Yeah. The opposition today, we're down to business, said to the government that the oil money must be strictly used. You got a whole legislation in Natural Resources Fund Act, right? The NRF, the Natural Resource Fund Act, that stipulates how this money should be used. It's not every willy-nilly thing. You want to jump on the plane, you take oil money. You want to buy car for sweet lady, you take oil money. You want to buy a Zimpic, you take oil money. You want to do photo shoot, you take oil money. It's not every little thing. It's with the oil money strict. And Terence Campbell, who sits on this National Resource Fund board as a member, he has some strong thoughts about how this whole thing is being managed and how these monies are being spent. Willing to draw out everything. Everything is being drawn out. And this is one of the issues that we'll be pursuing in the National Assembly, trying to amend parts of that Natural Resource Fund Act. And I'm telling you, besides a 30-second video and so on, I want to encourage us to have an appetite for longer reading. Paul and Marlin, right? Abon and Roderick, Meiji, right? To engage ideas. Everything is not a 30-second. Right? But let me go back to old school. Please and thank you. So the oil money got to be used according to what the Act said it should be used for, not willy-nilly things. While that is happening, the mid-year report says oil doing nice, irrespective of how the national markets might seem. Ghana's earned more than $1 billion US in oil exports and royalties in the first half of 2025. And this is because of the ramping up of production. Multiple offshore floating platforms ramping up production. And we're hearing that the total production for 2025 could exceed $2.5 billion US dollars, folks. Now, when the PPP talk about this, they talk about it to excite Rosetta, right? Avril and Rena, Katian, they talk about it to excite. Oh God, it's nice time. No, Lambo and Flambeau, whatever. People's lives must be improved. Children must not have to write on the book bag on the lap in school, and them and bees and bats and braided chucky and all these things coexisting in a school environment. And the school environment must be conducive to learning. I mean, if we're learning about bats and the bees and the birds and the bees and so on, fair, all is fair and well. You might want a close examination of this specimen. If you're learning about a trench crapo and braided chucky and so on, and you're into movies and filmmaking and so on, fair enough. But if it's not about that, no, we want a conducive environment for the other things. Please and thank you for the other things. So this 2.5 billion that the oil might bring in as revenue for us, why all we can drive in Lambo, right? So that reporters don't got to trip over each other for seeing Lambo come in a compound. All we could be driving Lambos, please and thank you. But you know what them boys say? We know for spend money. Yeah, remember that? Yeah, remember Vikram Bharat? He said, y'all know about nothing. Y'all know for spend money. Y'all know for spend money. So what you doing? Remember, it's a big money there. Y'all know we ain't got money. Trying to do something. The other general report is the other thing I told you. Right? Pay attention to this. The government messing up bad. We're being told, for instance, in the Bellevue pump station, right? Chucky himself, Bellevue pump station, 98% of the mobilization cost, millions of dollars, has not been recovered. Remember the thing changed hand, the contract changed hand? And millions of dollars in mobilization costs have not been recovered. I know y'all are poised to go after other shows, other places. Let us end on this note. Millions of dollars. And a lot of the sectors are going down. I mean, they can blame a lot of things. It's the nature of the people. They can blame a lot of things and a lot of issues. Global this and that and global trade and Trump and tariff. And bottlenecks in the transport system and all manner of things they can use. And all kind of euphemisms to make it sound nice and fancy and kerfuffle you. The aim is to kerfuffle. You see, but it's them. The fish and biting hook, apparently. Right? Gold did very, very badly in the last 5 years. Now, thing happening. And in so many other sectors. Oh my God, sugar and rice. Father of his mercies. Maybe Ghana's best days behind me in this regard. But we don't believe so. We believe our best days are ahead of us. Let us leave it there tonight, folks. Let us leave it there tonight. I want to thank all of you for joining us. All of you, each and every one of you. I know you got other shows to go after. We commend those shows to you. Other places you're going to work, be safe today. You're on the job right now. Have a great shift. You're heading home. Be safe out there. Please and thank you. Are you heading to rest? Have a great night, folks. That's our time, and that's our program. We're going to see you guys on the next one. Stay safe. Stay safe.